What's up, people? So, me and my buddy Nacho, we're gonna hang out and talk some football. He's outside waiting for me. We're gonna talk about, well, how he introduced me to it, and how I got so into it, and how I got into my team, the New England Patriots. What's up, everyone? So we're out here in my house talking about some football with my homie Nacho over here, repping his, who you repping?
Go Bears.
Chi City, Chi Town.
I do it.
And we're here to talk about how football has affected us and how we got into it, how I got into it, how he got into it. And, well, without further ado, Nacho, take us away, man. How'd you get into how'd you get into football?
Southside Chicago, rough kid, rough time. You know, playing two-hand touch with my friends out in the street, out in the cold. To be honest, I used to hate it. Right? When I was a kid, it used to take away from my cartoons. But it all happened in the fall of 05. My best friend got me into it, got me into watching it, got me teaching the rules and the touchdowns and the yards and every little detail. So I started watching with him, and here I am now. Die-hard fan, Bears since 05. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Fuck the Packers. I moved out here to Las Vegas. I met Merv at the bakery. Okay, we started hanging out, chilling. You know, here comes the fall, football season coming. We can actually gamble here, you know, in bed. So, you know, I don't have a lot of friends out here. I got to know Merv. He's a pretty cool guy, laid back, you know, started hanging out more.
Thank you.
So I just invited him. I was like, hey, man, after work, you want to come hang out, watch the game with me? He's like, okay, cool. So I took him. We went down to Treasure Island. We got, you know, we ate, we got a hot dog, whatever. We started watching the game, and I started explaining to him, like, how it works, everything works, who's your team, you know, what's my team. And from then on, he picked it up real quick.
Alright, and let's talk about that one time. We were watching Super Bowl 48. It was Broncos and Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I went in, you called me, and then you're like, yo, roll up to Boulder.
Yeah.
We're about, Super Bowl 48's about to start, you know, roll up with some Coronas. And I was so scared. I was like, dude, what if they tell me something, and, you know, what if something happens? And you're like, just put it in the backpack. No one will tell you nothing. You'll be fine.
Yeah. For those that you don't know, Vegas, it's pretty expensive, so the beer is expensive. So we did a little Mickey Mouse here, you know, that's how we like to call it. We snuck in some beers, you know, in the book bag, and we just started drinking, watching Super Bowl 48, man.
Yeah, and luckily no one told us anything or caught us or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
But, nah, yeah, I remember me and my cousin Lewis, we rolled up. We were like, okay, you know, we have nothing better to do. Let's go.
Yep.
And so we went, and I just remember, like, getting somewhat, like, even though I wasn't rooting for either team, I was just, like, so, like, into the way that people were, like, yelling and screaming and, like, really getting into each other's faces.
In the hype moment right there.
Yeah. And, like, I wanted to be a part of that. Like, for some reason, it kind of reminded me of, like, you know, when you go to a concert, you go into a mosh pit, you don't go into, like, to mess people up. You just go in to, like, relieve stress and just, you know, let all the energy out. And that's the same way I feel like these people or those fans were feeling. Like, they were, their hearts were in it, and, like, they were just
Football.
the energy. Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. And unfortunately, that game was pretty trash.
Yeah.
Well, it was a scary one.
Yeah.
So yeah, then after that, there was a time where I was trying to find a new hobby, because back then I was reading comics and stuff, and that got kind of expensive. It was cool, but you came up to me and said, hey, trying to do this damn thing again or what?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm down. So we went to the
Treasure Island.
TI, got breakfast, got our few drinks, and then after that, we headed out to the fashion show mall.
Yes.
And that's when I went to go buy the. I was buzzing by then. I was already.
That's the only way to watch football. I mean, that's the time he had to pick his team. So.
And that's when I had asked you if the Patriots were still kicking and if Brady was still playing for them. And
I was hoping you picked the Bears. So.
I'm sorry, I let you down on that. But yeah. So then we went to the fashion show to get my first jersey, which happens to be this one. And that's the cursive I was telling you about that they switched onto the other one. The other one's now it just says Patriots and like some other, like, not cursive. But yeah, at that time, that's when they were talking shit about Tom Brady, because that same day was when we got smashed on by the Chiefs, and people in the media were saying, "Oh, this is it. This is the fall of Brady. You know, he's not good anymore. He's washed up. He's done." And after that game, I jokingly said, "Is it too late to return my jersey?"
She's got Bears, man. She's got Bears.
But no, I said no. I gotta stick to my team, and you know, win or lose, I gotta be there. And next thing you know, boom, Super Bowl 49.
Yeah.
Tom Brady redeemed himself, showed everybody that, you know, he still got it. And golly, you remember that day?
I sure do, man. Can't believe that Brady, man. He's always coming back out some way, somehow, man.
And that was a good game. It was a good back and forth game. I was on the edge of my seat for sure.
I literally thought they were gonna lose it.
After that Jermaine Kearse catch. After that, I remember we were at Mario's house.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is it. Like, that catch is, like, that did it. Like, there's no way in hell that Marshawn Lynch is going to not score.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't give it to him. They didn't run it. And we'll forever hold you that.
They had beast mode. They didn't even use them. What?
Even I would have been like, no, you got to throw in Marshawn Lynch. But Coach had faith in Wilson. Yeah, after that, I was just like, okay, like, I felt like I really had to feel like I had to be more dedicated to this team and, like, really, like, look at the classics and start doing my homework and all my research on all the players, new and old, and started watching NFL Network a lot and following Fitzy on YouTube and watching his videos and, like, him talking football. And that was cool.
I just wanted that. I would have fired Russell Wilson after that play. I don't care what you say.
Pete Carroll, no? The coach?
It should have been, yeah, man. You had beast mode, man. Beast mode. Inches, like.
I remember they kept making memes about Richard Sherman when he was doing this.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people were like, "Oh, how many rings do the Patriots have now?" And they put Richard Sherman's face. Yeah, and then his facial expression was priceless when that interception was made. It was just
he started crying when the game was over.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I feel bad for Pete Carroll. Like, he was in there with good intentions. You know, he believed in his quarterback and he believed that he can make that touchdown. But New England defense can't mess with him. Can't underestimate these guys. But yeah. Go ahead.
So after that, crazy, juggle catch they made, number 15 from Seattle. It was meant for them to win. At the end, he just choked.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree with you when they say that was Seattle's game. And, as a Pats fan, I agree. They just made a wrong play. They made a wrong choice. And New England defense, they stood up. And there's an interview with Malcolm Butler saying, I remember making that seeing that play, and
He said something about a vision.
yeah, he's like, I had a vision, like I knew this was meant for me. And
This is my moment. I was like, damn.
so on to the next season, and the retirement of Peyton Manning. He had a good run.
Got that Papa John's contract. It was out.
Yeah. And Nationwide is on your side. So then, cut to the Atlanta Falcons. Boy, did they have a season. Julio Jones, Matty Ice. The return of that defensive player is so good. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but they were killing it.
Yeah.
They had a good
Julio
season.
Jones is right next to fucking, Beckenham and Antonio Brown. They're up there, man.
AB, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Those star wide receivers. Yeah, he's a monster out in the field. And him and Matty Ice, they were killing it. But I mean, even the Patriots were struggling because that was the season, I believe, that we didn't have Brady for the first 4 games because of Deflategate.
Oh yeah, the suspension that they were accusing him of.
Who was it? I think we played the Browns. Yeah, he came back to play the Browns, and I was like, wow, poor Browns. They're about to witness the wrath of Brady, and they did. Him, and then that was the start of Martellus Bennett, who we got off the Bears.
Yeah.
And
Big tall guy right there.
Dude was he was all right. He was decent. He was another big dude, as tight ends go. Yeah, we made it all the way to the playoffs and all the way to the finals. And I remember when there's this place called Gold Spike here in Las Vegas where they were holding an event to show the game.
Yeah.
And I believe it was $60 or $70 to reserve a spot, and then you get like a free buffet. It was pretty cool. You get like a free buffet before the game, and then during the game they had nachos and stuff, and you get to sit down and watch the game on like different screens and stuff.
Watch the game.
When I was there, it was me and this other girl. We were the only Patriot fans in the room. Everyone else was like Broncos, Falcons, Cowboys, Raiders.
Of course, nobody wanted to see Brady win again.
Nobody wanted to see Brady win again. Yeah, and I was a little scared. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. And people were just looking at me and just like, and typical bandwagoner and this and that. And I was like, man, they don't know me, man. They don't know what I've been through. Nah, but yeah, I was a little nervous, and then the game started. All right, so for Super Bowl 51, where'd you watch it?
So at the time I was a truck driver. I was all over the road. I was on I-40 in between Amarillo and Albuquerque at this truck stop. I had planned it out. I knew what time it was going to start and everything. So I parked and I found a TV at the truck stop, and a bunch of truckers were going to watch it with me, and we were all cheering. We were all happy. Everybody picked their own teams, and yeah, Falcons versus Patriots right there.
Yeah, and then where I was watching it at was at Gold Spike, and they had this special where like you can RSVP for $70, and then they had like this little buffet before the game, so you can eat before the game, and then after the game they had nachos and stuff. It was pretty cool, and they had like a bunch of screens and stuff. Gold Spike, by the way, is in Las Vegas, and that's a pretty fun dive bar or bar to go to. It's fun, and I don't know. Hopefully, we'll go out this year and do the same thing. But anyways, there,
Go Bears.
I was me and this other girl were the only people wearing Brady jerseys. So I was nervous and scared at the same time because everyone else was like Raiders, Broncos, Cowboys, Falcons, and they just kept giving me looks, man. I was just like, man, I hope nothing happens. And but yeah, like it was scary, especially when we were getting down. We were losing. We were down 20-3.
First half.
on the first half, and then we came back, and we came back, cause golly, it went from 3-28 to 28-28, and at that time, my cousins had come in during the halftime show, I believe, and they were just like, "Let's just go, the game's over," blah blah, and I'm like, "No, I'm staying right here until the game is over," and yeah, man, I just had faith in the team. I was like, every other time I've doubted these guys, I can't, like, no. And then I just remember them tying it up and me screaming at the top of my lungs. I got on top of a chair and a security guard came up to me. He's like, "Oh, yo, you gotta knock it down." He's like, that's cool now. I'm happy for you, but you gotta calm down." And I was like, "All right, I'm sorry."
That's Brady for you. He just always finds a way to come back somehow.
And then that coin toss, Matt Slater calls in heads. We get the ball. Under a minute, Brady scores.
Remember that. But yeah.
And did I mention Julian Edelman's crazy catch? Oh my god, that night was just amazing. I don't know, like, honestly, I feel like I can't really decide which win was better, either against the Seattle Seahawks or against the Falcons. But I think we can both agree that I think 49 was still a better game.
Yes, 41.
Even though that comeback was amazing, but
out of all of them lately, the last 4, that's the best one.
But yeah, now, since we live in Vegas,
Yeah.
now we're gonna have the Raiders come here. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I hate the Raiders. And everybody that comes with it, man. Those Raiders fans.
Yeah, there's something else. I mean, it is what it is, but
yeah,
it's crazy because you got a lot of you do have a lot of Raiders fans here,
yeah.
but you also have a lot of Broncos, a lot of Cowboys.
A lot of Cowboys out here.
You got some Chargers, you got some Rams.
Yeah.
You definitely got some 49er fans. Bears, Patriots.
Yeah.
Hell, my one of my neighbors is a Patriots fan. Shout out Bob, even though I don't think you'll ever see this video, but if you do, shout out to you.
There you go, Bob.
But who knows? You know, at least now we have a stadium. Now we have, you know, whenever our teams come over here, we can go see them
Exactly.
and probably get our asses kicked. But
yeah, that's the only reason I am happy about that. We actually have a stadium now, and actual football games we actually get to go see. You know.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And but yeah.
I don't think we'll ever wear the silver and black.
No,
it's not for us.
I mean, I'll root for them when my team's out, but I'm still gonna be diehard Patriot.
See, that's the second team. My second team is the Eagles, so I'll probably make the Raiders my third, but I'll see about that. It's Bears all the way.
All right, guys, and with that, peace out.
Go Bears.
Go Pats.